Yeah. RX back with another recap of UFC Perth Ulberg versus Reyes. We back with another recap of a card, our first one in a while after a break week since Noche. We are back with a recap of a card all the way down under that was a card. It happened. The nicest thing I can say about it, it was a little better than I thought it would be. I'm not going to say it was a good card, because I think I'd be lying. But I definitely thought it would be worse than what it actually turned out to be. It turned out to be pretty okay. Not good, or even UFC standard, but it was fine. It happened. It was forgettable, which I think is better than being bad, because at least if you're terrible, I'll remember you for being terrible. Forgettable, oh, I can look back and go, oh yeah, that card was okay. So, again, plus being forgettable will get you a higher grade and rating and all that than being shit. So, and I'll prove that at the end of the video when I give my rating for the card. So, yeah, I don't know. It happened. It's good that fights are back. That's the most important thing. And again, this card was fine. Some good did happen on this card, but some bad happened as well. We'll get to all of that, of course. So, it was fine. Most importantly, fights are back, which is the main selling point of this card. Yeah, it happened. That's about what I can say about this card. Outside of recapping it, so, I'm happy fights are back. The card did outperform expectations, I'd say, by 20%. And, it's still wasn't great, but I'll admit I was wrong. It's a little better than I thought it would be. So, I'm intrigued. I was intrigued by this card. There on paper, even with it being shit, and it turned out to be forgettable. So, let's talk about it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else to really say outside of normal YouTube bullshit? I don't believe so. Let's say the normal YouTube bullshit, which is, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn subs goal by the end of 2025. And last time I'm going to say something which I don't believe I did a YouTube bullshit. I talked about how the card happened. It was forgettable, a little better than I expected, but still not great. I think that's about all I can really say before the recap, so shall we recap? I think we shall. So we had 12 fights to recap. Yes, 12. We broke down, well, originally in the breakdown video, if you see the beginning, it's 14. So I already talked about the Oban Elliott fight. We'll talk about the other one that got canceled in a second. Still got 12 fights down under. It wasn't early. Thank God. Let's talk about it. 12 fights. UFC Perth. Fights are back. For better or worse. For better. But this card could have been worse, I guess. Let's talk about it. UFC Perth Recap. You ready? I know I am. Fights are back. Good not be recapping Contender Series for once. Let's get into it. First, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room, as I just talked about. Why the 12 fights instead of 13? Because Justin Tafa got sick, apparently. Quotation marks. Yes, we lost that fight on Friday, right before they did the weigh-ins later in the day. Yeah, apparently he got sick, which is probably bullshit. He was overweight and was gonna miss weight, so he just pulled out. If that's true, holy shit, that's pathetic. Yeah, I think him and Oban Elliott illness, I think bullshit. I think both pulled out because they knew they were going to lose, or they were scared, or for Tafa fat. So, yeah, I think it's bullshit. I feel bad for Sutherland and Johnson McAleef. Hopefully they get their own fights booked again soon, against other people, ideally. Johnson hopefully gets booked sooner than later. Sutherland could probably get booked any day, because heavyweight's pretty wide open, and God, there's always guys ready to fight. Throw them on an Apex card, one of those November ones. And for Johnson, I doubt they're going to hold him up till February when they go back to Australia. So hopefully they put him on maybe, I don't know, December card. Or even maybe a card coming up, who knows. So hopefully those guys get booked immediately. Cut Justin Toff already. Oban Elliott's a coward. And we were left with 12 fights thanks to those illnesses, quotation marks. And we began with the fight we began with to begin with, so that stayed the same. For better or worse, on paper this fight was good, and execution this fight was, I guess, what most people thought it would be, so I guess take that as you will. I don't know why my nose is stuffing. As we had in our first fight of the night at strawweight for the number 14th ranking in the division. We had to begin the night the only non-Aussie fight, and on paper one of the best fights on the card, and execution, it happened. We had to begin UFC Perth, our first fight back in 2 weeks. Alexia Thainara versus Loma Lookboonmee. I guess I made this fight sound a lot more interesting than it really was. I guess the betting odds were right from the beginning on this fight. There's not a whole lot to recap. Round 1 was pretty competitive. I would say the only competitive round of the fight. Loma, as we all know, would win on the feet. Alexia won on the ground. Late in the round, it looks like Loma went for a trip, but either got clipped or just sucked at it. Fell face first. Alexia hopped on top, landed ground and pound to secure the round, and a round that probably was leaning Loma, but Thainara took the round, and after that the fight was kind of one-sided. The last 2 rounds were all Thainara. She got it down, she held her down, the striking, the little that they did do, Loma did do good work, but it wasn't enough to do anything because she didn't get the chance to be on the feet too much. And after 2 more rounds of Thainara just holding her down, Thainara got the 30-27 nod by all 3. Everyone agrees. Alexia Thainara, 30-27 W to begin the night, get a ranking, and beat Loma Lookboonmee very easily almost, which is very impressive. Was this fight good? No, not really. It was pretty much Thainara laying on Lookboonmee for 3 rounds. But was it, for what it was, a little bit impressive to see Lookboonmee, who was very good, kind of just get destroyed? Yeah, it was very telling. It's a very telling fight for Thainara, who, the main thing I said in the breakdown about her is we really don't know what we got with her yet. We've only seen 2 fights, and this was her 3rd. Again, her hardest opponent even more. So this is a big test for her, and she passed with flying colors. The betting odds were clearly right. She should have been minus 235, and she dominated. She truly dominated. Looked good. 30-27 across the board. Good shit. Not really too much more to say there. Very good stuff by Thainara. Not really a whole lot more to the fight here. Good for Thainara. Just domination. Round in, round out. Takedown, takedown, takedown. Win, win, win. And that was about the story of the fight. So, good for her. Decent way to start the night. And let's talk about the newly top 15 ranked in only her 2nd UFC fight, Alexia Thainara. Or I guess better, let's talk about the fighters, which we all know is the second part of the recap of a fight, the fighters, and the fight ideas. Let's talk about Alexia, now 2-0 in UFC, now going to be number 14th ranked. She looked good. She looked good. Her grappling is good. Her cardio is good. The only real problem I can see with her is she just does not have that much striking yet. If she can get that up, she could be pretty damn good. And a problem in the division at that. But she just needs to get that striking up. If she can get you down, she's gonna dominate. She's really good on the ground. Again, her cardio is good, etc. But she just has to get the fight down, because on the feet, she's still lackluster, I guess would be the term I would use. She's still pretty lackluster on the feet, and until she gets that striking improved, yeah, she's good, and she's going to be able to beat a lot, but what happens when she fights someone who can stop a takedown? We would learn a lot there, so I think Thainara is good for her to be now in top 15, but she really needs to improve her striking, or she's going to get exposed by someone who can stop a takedown. So let's see if she can improve that striking. Still young, 13-1, 27 years old, gonna be 28 in November. She's good. Welcome to the top 15. Let's see how far she can go. Let's see if she can improve that striking. Looked good here. Dominating someone to level Lookboonmee with ease is impressive. See how far she can go. And then for the opponent, the loser of the fight, Lookboonmee, now falls to 10-4 at 29 years old. Falls to 7-3 in the UFC. She's just too small for strawweight, which I know is an insane statement, but it's the truth here. She's too small for strawweight. She's, 5'1"? And Thainara was towering over her at like 5'4". So she's just too tiny for strawweight. It's that simple. They need atomweight. At atomweight, Loma could easily be champion. But they would just need to make the weight class, and that just seems like something they're not ever going to do, which is bullshit, but until then, Loma's kind of just going to be undersized against these grapplers in the division. She is really good. We've seen that. When she fights someone who can't just outpower her in the grappling, she does phenomenal. But it's when she just fucking fights a grappler. Same thing Lookboonmee did. Literally to a T, the same thing Lookboonmee did a few years ago. It's what Thainara did. They know they're bigger. They know they're stronger. They just get a hold of her and throw her to the mat. She's too tiny for strawweight. So, if they ever make atomweight, Loma could easily be champion. But until that day, she's just going to continue to be really good. And we already know that part. Until she just can't stop takedowns against the bigger fighters. It's that simple. She's extremely talented. And it sucks that she's going to fall back out of the top 15 after taking so long to finally get ranked. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. She's not really a strawweight. Hopefully they make her weight class sooner than later. But right now, just too small. And now, obviously, the third and final part of the recap. The most important part, or maybe the most fun part. The final part. Only thing left to say. Who should they fight next? For the newly, I always forget that they updated this bullshit for the worst. For the newly top 15 ranked Alexia Thainara, actually I can use this bullshit. She will now be ranked number 14, and that's interesting because does she fight up immediately? Who could she fight? Tisha and Denise just got booked. Angie, maybe Angie? I wouldn't be against that, but would they do that? I don't know. I think it's better chance that Boss would fight Hill. Robertson, Andrade. I don't know. It seems like very big jump ups for Thainara. And usually when you get in the top 15 of a weight class, it seems like UFC likes to have them fight outside the top 15 once beforehand. So if they're gonna try that again, then that definitely means Thainara they're gonna fight outside the top 15. But who? To look into that, let's look. There's not many great fighters outside the top 15 of this weight class. Like Fatima Klein's, oh yeah, and she's booked against Fatima, so that's already off the fucking table. Bruna ain't getting a top 15 shot. Piera? I don't hate it. Sam, I swear my fight idea for Sam was her and Piera Rodriguez. If so, I don't hate that idea. I might have to check that fact. So it seems like everyone's booked. Huh. Like, the only person on the lowest is P-Boss, who is Thainara's teammate, so... let me check if I said Piera should fight Sam. Okay, so I said Sam Hughes should fight Bruno Brazil. Cool, I agree. And Piera Rodriguez should fight Amanda Hebos. That I see being unlikely, and I think I wouldn't be shocked if they do Andrade and Hebos. And then Thainara can fight Piera. I think that'd make a lot more sense the more I think about it. Yeah, I think that'd probably make the most sense for what to do right now. Cause, like, there's no, like, everyone else who can make a case for outside top 15. Morim is booked right now. I can give it to Sam Hughes. Fatima is fighting in top 15, so... I like it. I think I like the idea of Piera and Thainara. Like, I'm not sure. Like, again, unless they really see a lot in Thainara, they're gonna boost up the rankings to what? Aspen Lucindo, Luby Godinez, Tabitha Ricci. I would be fucking amazed. Or Andrade, even. I think more likely a Hebos and Andrade fight, and then that would leave Thainara with someone to fight who's not ranked, and I think that probably make the most sense to be Piera. So, book it. I think that's a good idea. Piera Rodriguez, Alexia, Thainara. They always make a newly ranked top 15er fight someone unranked, and there's really no one above Thainara that she could realistically fight at the moment. Let's do it. Thainara, Piera Rodriguez, that'd be a pretty decent fight. I think that could be very intriguing. Book it. That would be a fine, I don't know, Apex prelim. And, yeah, I would be down to see it, so I think that makes most sense. And then for Loma, obviously she's gonna fall out of the top 15. There's numerous options for her. We'll see what they do with her. She'd be fighting a number of people, so we'll see what they do there. And, yeah, very interesting fight to begin the night. Thainara looks good, but she does need to improve that striking. Loma is very good, but she's just too tiny for the weight class. We learned a lot and didn't learn that much at the same time. Welcome to top 15 Thainara, and I say let's see her against Piera Rodriguez if we're gonna go off UFC logic, and there's no one really above her in the rankings who could make a lot of sense at the moment anyway. I think that makes the most sense. Thainara, Piera, book it. I think that makes sense. It will be an interesting fight. Probably Thainara W, but I think you can make a debate for it being interesting. And, yeah, book it. Not very much else to say. Good one for Thainara. Belong to the top 15. If she can get striking, she can be an issue. Loma's sadly too small for the weight class, but dominating her is still impressive. Good start to the card and good win for Alexia. Slightly annoying Thainara. Annoying as how she acts, not the win. There you go. As after that, we get to our second fight of the night, our first finish of the night, and our first fight. I really don't got lots to say since this was a borderline contender series fight. Actually, it wasn't borderline, it was, but it got moved to the real card for some reason. I still don't know why, it was bullshit. But, yeah, this contender series fight in masquerading as a UFC fight. And we had our second fight of the night, our first male fight of the night, our only fight at heavyweight tonight, and a fight that still makes no sense to be on this card, but I guess it turned out alright in the end. Our first finish of the night at heavyweight, and our contender series fight of the night, we had our second fight of the night, Brando Peričić, I still have no idea if that's correct, versus Elijah Ellison. Pretty fine Contender Series fight. Nothing special here. I'm gonna talk about it like it's a Contender Series fight because that's what it was. There's not a whole lot. Well, not talk about. I'm gonna recap it like it was a Contender Series fight. Not very much to recap though. At least fight-wise, only went about under 2 minutes. Fight started. They were both very tentative at first, but then Brando really opened up, landed a big shot that hurt Ellison, and then just swarmed him after that. Eventually, after hurting him a good amount of times, Ellison pulled guard, which was stupid, and just got ground and pounded out, got put out cold, stiff as a board, and Brando Peričić got a W. Yeah. It was a fine low heavyweight fight that would have looked fine on Contender Series. Yeah, that's about that. Ellison really didn't throw a lot. Like, I swear he really threw very little. And then eventually he just got knocked out, so, you know, good shit. Yeah, just not a whole lot to really recap. Again, Ellison threw very little besides getting finished. Nice pulling guard. Ellison did have a really nice promo package. You wanted to cheer for him, hope he won, but it was not his night. And, yeah, just not a whole lot to say here, really. So, that's about that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. Not really. Let's talk about the fighters. We'll first begin with Brando Peričić, now 5-1. He would have got a contract on Contender Series if this happened there, but I guess he got a contract either way. In hindsight, 5-1, 31 years old, a little older, but what can you do from shitty kickboxing? Now 1-0, did get the bonus here. He looks fine. Is he gonna be a champion or anything? No. He's gonna be a fine fighter who will have fine heavyweight fights. He has power. He has power. That's about what we know so far. Again, being 31 already, not the greatest from shitty kickboxing. That's not a good thing either. But again, he has power, and we'll see what he can do in the UFC. Again, he'll just be another body, which is good. They need bodies at heavyweight, and he's exactly that. Welcome to the UFC. Good debut for Brando. See what he can do. That's about that. And then for Ellison, I would say cut him, because if we're going on Contender Series rules, you can get the fuck out. But I doubt they'll do that. They'll give him another shot since he did say yes to this fight and all that. And he'll probably lose again because he does not look to be very good. Yeah. That's about what I gotta say there. So he'll probably go 0-2, 0-3, and then get cut from the UFC. So, again, the only positive is he's another body in the division, which again is always needed. But yeah, he sucks. And that's about that. 5-2, 28 years old. He sucks. Another body in division, that's just a waste of space more than anything. There you go. And that's about all I gotta say about this fight. Like I said, I'm gonna recap like a Contender Series fight, so no fight idea. I'm intrigued to see what they do with Brando. I can see him fighting like a Thomas Peterson or Hamdi Abdelawab, some bullshit like that. And we'll see what happens. He looked fine here, got the bonus. Good for him, good finish. Would have got the contract on Contender Series. For Ellison, he's just another body to take L's in this division until they finally cut him. Fine fight, should have stayed on Contender Series. Welcome to UFC Brando, we'll see what he can do. About that, not really a whole lot to say. There you go. After that, speaking of debuts, our third of the night overall, our second fight with a debut tonight. And yeah, this was not great. This was not great. We learned, I think, everything we need to learn about this new debutante very quickly, for better or worse. I'm gonna say worse. As we had in our third fight of the night, our last female fight of the night at bantamweight, our second fight with a debut tonight, and again, not really the most impressive, to say the very least. Again, I think we found out everything we need to know about this debutante very quickly, as we had in our third fight of the night at women's bantamweight, our final female fight of the night, our second to last debut tonight, and it was something. We had Michelle Montague versus Luana Carolina. Yeah, I think we know what we're getting with Michelle pretty quickly after seeing this fight. I think by the end of round 1 we knew what we were getting with this fighter. To look back over the fight, in round 1, it was a dominant fight overall, not far different from the Thainara fight. In round 1, it was probably the tightest round in the fight, but Montague still took it, had better moments, especially late in the round, got her down. Did get cut open early in the round, but didn't really affect much. Still took round 1, but again, probably the close round of the fight. Then in round 2, much the same. She got her down, dominated, got kicked in the face while she was on the ground, so that got a point taken away for Carolina. Then it was 2-0 going into round 3, and it was 10-8 round 2. Carolina really needed to finish, and that did not happen. Montague got her down, kept her down. A lot of people would say another 10-8, and Montague did get the win nonetheless, 30-26 and 30-25 to stay undefeated and beat Luana Carolina in the debut at home. How do I put this nicely? Yeah, Montague is shit. She's a Kayla Harrison training partner, and somehow on the feet she makes Kayla Harrison look like Alexia Grasso. Her striking is non-existent. Her grappling, phenomenal. On the ground, Michelle is fantastic. On the feet, she looks like she's never threw a punch a day in her fucking life. Not trying to be rude, just saying when I saw for 15 minutes for the first time ever seeing this woman fight, she cannot throw a fucking punch. Her grappling, phenomenal. If you're on the ground you're probably gonna lose. But in a striking match, you would have to try to lose to her. You would have to have your hands tied behind your back, and you might still win. Yeah, Michelle's awful. Just to put it bluntly, Michelle's a one-dimensional awful fighter. But the good thing, she's awful. She fought someone who was worse, and that's Luana Carolina. So she was still able to get the win, but if she was fighting anyone better in this division, even if it was like, I don't know, even like a Daya Zelezniakova might have been able to win this fight. Michelle is just too one-dimensional, and she got lucky. She got handed a cakewalk of a debut against a tomato can who has been shit since the day she got signed, so yeah, not a whole lot more to say in the fight regard of this recap. The fight was just Michelle on top for most of the rounds of the fight. There you go. The blood was nice. Always good to see blood in a fight. Outside that, like, nothing to remember here. Maybe a hair better than the Thainara fight, but not by much. I think Thainara looks like fucking, I don't even know. Looks like fucking Ilya Topuria compared to Michelle. And, yeah, that's about what I gotta say there. About the fight, just like the Thainara fight, the better fighter laid on the either smaller or, in this case, shittier fighter. There you go. About all I gotta say there. Let's talk about the fighters, and we'll begin with the newest fighter at women's bantamweight, Michelle Montague. Like I already said, she's awful. If she can't get you down, you will win easily. She just has no striking. I will not be amazed if she gets knocked out in the future, because she cannot fucking strike. In the grappling department, she's phenomenal. Again, she's a Kayla Harrison training partner. She knows how to grapple. It's striking that is her problem, and she just has no idea how to fucking do that. So, can she get better at striking? Yeah. She's, what, 31 years old? Probably not. She's gonna be 32 in November. Like I said with the last fight, this is all Michelle is here, is another body in a shitty division. Michelle's not gonna do shit in this fucking division. She's going to lose to anyone who's good, who can stop a fucking takedown and strike. Melissa Gatto would whoop her fucking ass. And that's not an insult. Melissa Gatto is fantastic, she just never fights. Yeah, Montague's too one-dimensional to do anything. I know you're saying Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison's a guy. A strong guy at that. Montague does not have that strength. And I think Kayla Harrison's a better striker. So, yeah, there's just not a lot to say here about Montague. I get why they signed her. She's New Zealand, and that's not English. She's from New Zealand. They got that market, a female in that market. And she's not the worst. Again, on the ground, she's good. But she has to get there, and that is going to be harder than... That's going to just be hard, because she has no striking, so... What else can I really say? She's just one-dimensional and pretty ass. If she was not fighting Luana Carolina, she would have lost to a lot of other fighters. Pretty simple. And then, yeah, Luana Carolina is still shit. I don't think I need to tell you that. I don't know why she would take this fight up a weight class when she's been doing her winning at flyweight lately, but she's never been the brightest, now has she? Yeah, she's still terrible. Like, nice 3-fight winning streak out the window against some of the worst fighters in the company. You still suck, and you're dreadful. Goodbye, bitch. Well, you're not getting cut yet, but you still suck. Only thing I have to say now is, who should they fight next? For Michelle, let's flip over to women's bantamweight, where her teammate is the champion right now. For women's bantamweight, a very shallow division, who could Michelle fight? Obviously, hopefully, she gets a step up in competition, but who? Maybe a Melissa Mullins? I wouldn't hate that. Cashway no. Chandler. You know, I don't hate the Josie. Is Chandler still ranked? If she isn't, I think that might be the idea, Josie Chandler. Cause who else is there? Like, let's be honest. Step down. I don't know why she's so lowly ranked. She's in top 15. I don't even think she's still on the roster. Her and Saiguli should fight. She's booked against whoever the fuck this is. I don't hate that idea. No. I think that might be the idea. Booked. I don't know if she's ever fighting again. Top 15. You're not gonna give her a top 15 shot. Well, actually, you might, because the division is so weak. But I doubt it. Ranked, just fought, and then obviously all of these fighters are ranked. Or Luana Santos. Yeah, I think Chelsea Chandler would be the most logical idea for Michelle. Chandler, former ranked fighter, now unranked, needs a win, pretty beatable, somehow the better striker in a fight. Yeah, book it. Montague and Chandler, I think it would make a lot of sense. It's probably a win for Michelle, and then after that you could give her a top 15 opportunity. Yeah, and you can get Chandler off your roster. Sounds like a win-win to me. Book it. Michelle, Chelsea Chandler. Sounds like a good fight to me. It sounds like only logic there. Book it. There you go. Pretty simple. And then for Luana Carolina, go back down to flyweight. I don't know why the fuck you try and fight up bantamweight. But, yeah, you're gonna lose out either weight class. But logically, just go down to flyweight, you fucking moron. And that's about all I gotta say about this fight. Was Michelle a good signing? Yes, only because she's a body at women's bantamweight. If she any other weight class, no, because she sucks. But since she's just a body in a division that needs as many as they can get, yeah, I'm fine with it. I think it's a perfectly fine signing. She can beat a few cans, like who I think she should fight next. But the second she gets top 15 level competition, she's going to get beat. So, if the second they can stop, when she gets exposed, it's going to be fucking. And she'll probably be the favorite in that fight. Yeah, it's going to be free money. So, but I don't think they'll be her next fight because either they're going to give her another layup, and I think that layup should be Chelsea Chandler. Would make sense. Would be what I just said, a layup. And, yeah, she should win that. So, there you go. Not very much else to say about this fight. Not the best debut in the world, but still got a win. She didn't get fraud checked in the future, but she got the job done here, unless she can improve her striking, which I have my doubts, since even Kayla hasn't. So I have little faith about Michelle. And who should they fight next? Luana, go back down to flyweight, and Michelle fight Chelsea Chandler. Makes the most sense for both of them, and just not a really high level fight. Carolina is dreadful, and Michelle just isn't that good. Speaking of isn't that good, what a perfect segue into our fourth fight of the night. One of the lowest level fights I've ever seen, but I predicted the underdog perfectly. I think everyone on Earth did. And, yeah, this fight was fucking dreadful to watch. It hurt my soul as an MMA fan to watch these two kind of piss on the name of the sport, but you know, the UFC booked it, as we had in our fourth fight of the night, at bantamweight, maybe the lowest level fight I've ever seen in my fucking life. We had in our fourth fight of the night, thank God the judges are not idiots at least, so they got the score right. We had Colby, Thicknesse versus Josias, Musasa. I don't even know what to say about this poor excuse for MMA, but got to pick right, which is the most important part. Yeah, this fight was awful. Truly fucking awful. Not a whole lot to recap. Not like I want to recap much about this shit show to begin with. Round one, Musasa started off pretty good, had a good first half, but eventually Thicknesse did get him down and start teeing off on him. Should have probably got a finish, and almost got a bulldog choke late. Should have been a 10-8 round. I don't know how the fuck it wasn't scored like that, but you know, judges. But either way, Thicknesse got the round. Round two, easily the best round for Musasa, dominated. Easily took the round, no debate there. And then round three, kind of like round one, Musasa dominated early, Thicknesse got him down, dominated late. Clear round three for Thicknesse, and that'd mean 29-28 Colby Thicknesse. I scored 29-27 because I actually know what I'm watching, but judges don't. Either way, Colby Thicknesse did get the win. And Josias Musasa might have the worst losses in UFC history, to be honest. Yeah, this fight was horrendous. It's one dude who had no idea how to strike versus one dude who had no idea how to do more than just throw a punch really hard. Yeah, this was fucking pathetic excuse for it. Like, this would not cut it as an LFA prelim. Like, these guys are fucking horrendous. Like, especially at bantamweight, which is, we know how talent-rich that division is. For this to be in the same weight class as some of the fights we get out of bantamweight is fucking pathetic. Like, these two are poor excuses for MMA fighters. Like, what can I fucking say, man? Judges got it right. Happy Thicknesse won. Got the pick right. Pretty easy pick. But outside of that, man, this was fucking pathetic. And yeah, I don't know what you want me to say, man. I'm being honest, not harsh. This was garbage. What else can I say? A dude who couldn't strike was a guy who knew nothing but throw punch hard. Hell yeah. One of the lowest level fights I've ever seen. To talk about the fighters real quick. For Thicknesse, good for him. At home with Volk in the corner, getting his first UFC win. And only UFC win, because if he fights anyone with talent, he's getting his brains beaten. How Tapoya didn't finish him in hindsight. I don't know. This dude's horrendous. Like, he has no idea how to strike. And his grappling ain't even that good. He's lucky he fought Musasa. Yeah, the second they give this dude a step up in competition, he's going to get murdered. Like, what else am I meant to say? Put him in there, Malcolm Willmaker, please. He'll fucking die. But, no, they're gonna give him a guy who's not even that much better than Musasa, but will probably beat Thicknesse, because, again, this dude's awful. He can't strike. His cardio is not great. His chin is okay, but did he really get hit that clean? Not really. His grappling's not great. It's okay, he got the job done, but yeah, this dude's awful. This dude's gonna be cut within like a year and a half, because he can't fight Musasa every week and beat him. He's gonna have to fight legit guys who know how to throw more than a punch, and yeah, Thicknesse is gonna get demolished. He's fucking terrible. That's like all I can say. He's fucking awful. And then, for the opponent, the loser of this fight, Josias Musasa, maybe legit the worst losses in UFC history at this point. And again, people don't even think he won on Contender Series, so take that as you will. Gets finished by Carlos Vera and gets beat by Colby Thicknesse. Those are two of the worst losses I've ever seen. This dude's awful. They just want to find another Ngannou, and their problem is they're not going to. This dude's awful. All this dude knows how to do is throw punch hard. Can he grapple? No. Can he clinch? No. Can he kick? No. Well, leg kicks are alright. But no, outside of that, no. He's awful. Get cut. Easily the first member of the chopping block. Carlos Vera and Colby Thicknesse are your losses. Get your bitch ass the fuck on out of here, dog. Sorry, buddy. They can't give you anyone worse. They gave you two of the worst. Who else are they gonna find? I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't know who the fuck else they could give him. At bantamweight, I don't know who the fuck else they could give him that he has a chance against. They already scrubbed the bottom of the barrel. They can't scrub anymore. There's nothing to fucking scrub. You couldn't beat Carlos Vera and Colby Thicknesse. I don't know who the fuck else they could give him. I'm not even lying to you, so I don't know. You just gotta cut him. I don't know who the fuck else they could give him. I'm not even being funny. I'm trying to think who else is there. Like fucking any name that comes to mind would beat him. Vincent Morales would beat him. Fucking Orichi Lang would beat him. So yeah, this dude's awful. It's that simple. This dude's fucking awful, and get your ass cut. It's that simple. Colby Thicknesse and Carlos Vera are your losses. Again, maybe the worst losses in MMA history. Get that ass cut. And that's all I gotta say about this fight. No, I'm not giving Colby Thicknesse a fight idea. Not in a trillion years. You can go fuck yourself. Whoever he fights next, 100% picking that guy unless they somehow find someone shittier than Musasa to give him, which I don't think's possible. And Musasa, you can get cut. So, shit fighters. No way I would give these guys a fight idea, but I will make fun of them, because God, can they not fight? Shitty fight, at least the right guy won. The better fighter somehow won. What else am I meant to say? Shitty fight. After that, we hit a shitty fight to a fight I think I predicted pretty much flawlessly. I hate to toot my own horn, but sometimes I do know what I'm talking about. Rarely. Very rarely, but here was a case of that, as we head to our fifth fight of the card, the prelims, up at lightweight, a fight a little bit better than the one beforehand, even if on paper it might not look it, but this fight was a little bit better, still not a good fight at all. We had in our fifth fight of the night, back to guys who have a little bit of talent compared to what we just looked at. We had in our fifth fight of the night, a fight I kind of called perfectly, Jamie Mullarkey versus Rolando Bedoya. Yeah, this was pretty easy to predict in my opinion, because again, I kind of called it perfectly, which I'm not saying that's an accomplishment with this shitty fight, but still. I still don't know why the betting odds were so fucking close. It should have been a lot more one-sided. For long story short, round 1, Mullarkey got to fight down pretty quickly and just held Bedoya there in a pretty much a backpack. Had no idea how to do a rear naked choke, but still took the round. Round 2 was more of a striking match, but Mullarkey did get a takedown, I think, late in the round to secure the round. Clear 2-0 Mullarkey. And then round 3 is when the bullets started to become sweat. And, yeah, this became a firefight where Bedoya was trying to finish Mullarkey as bad as he could. And, it didn't work. Mullarkey somehow survived his pillow-ass chin or Bedoya's pillow-ass hands. And, it was a clear 29-28 Mullarkey. All the judges and everyone agrees. And Jamie Mullarkey got the dub. Yeah, this is exactly what I said this fight would be. If we know Bedoya doesn't have power, and that means Mullarkey should easily just style on him and win. He did. He was the better fighter on the ground, on the feet, until he gassed. It was just like the Francisco Prado fight, but the only difference is he didn't gas in the Prado fight. Here he did. But, yeah, this was a layup. This was truly a layup for Mullarkey, a guy who does not hit hard. And he got hit plenty of times, especially in round 3. Mullarkey got hit. But Bedoya just has no fucking power. And Mullarkey was able to survive, easily win a 29-28, and that was that. Yeah, if you can't KO Jamie Mullarkey, the dude actually is not that terrible, and he can just kind of outclass you, and that's what he did here. So, good win for Mullarkey. Pretty easy decision pick here, and hopefully you bet on this one. It was kind of like a pick'em, so I was pretty much free money. No idea why the odds were so close when the only way you beat Jamie Mullarkey is by chinning him, and Bedoya has no power to do that. So, good win, Mullarkey. Predictable as fuck, and that's about that. Talk about the fighters. We'll begin with the veteran, Jamie Mullarkey, getting his first win in 2 years. Yeah, there's not much to say. Nothing has changed here with Mullarkey. He can beat shitty guys. Again, his best win is a Michael Johnson win. Most people don't even think he won. Besides that, it's a bunch of tomato cans. And when he fights anyone good, especially if they have power, he will get chinned. So, yeah, that's kind of the Jamie Mullarkey story. He's pretty... If you can't chin him, he's pretty good. If you can hit hard enough, you will probably beat him. He's gotten older. He's now training with Volk, who was an opponent of his at one point. So that's helping, but I just don't think he's that good. And especially getting older, that chin is not going to repair itself. And eventually he's going to run into someone who hits harder than a fucking child, unlike Bedoya. And, yeah, he'll probably get knocked out again. So, good comeback win. Much needed comeback win, but yeah, he's just not. He's still the same guy he was before. He just got fed a layup, so good for him. And then for the opponent, Rolando Bedoya, now 0-4 in UFC. Sorry, Peru, you're not allowed to have good fighters. Yeah, he's getting cut. Even if you think he won the Chaos Williams fight, that's still 3 L's in a row. And, yeah, Bedoya's getting cut. He should have been cut after his last loss, let alone now. He sucks. Sorry, Peru, you're not allowed to have any talent. And, maybe stick to soccer. Are you even good at that? I would imagine. Hope you're good. Hope y'all are good at something. And shout out to Peru. Fighter-wise, you don't got shit. Bedoya, get that ass cut. You suck. Goodbye. All I have to say now is, who should they fight next? For Mullarkey, I think I can do this. What is for? Fuck yeah, that's so much easier. But I'll keep this bullshit open just in case. For Mullarkey, obviously you're not going to send him in there for anyone crazy, but you're going to give him a step up in competition. Not like you can go much of a step down. But against who? Let's see. None of these are all pretty step downs. Now we're getting to step ups, but I don't see them I don't mind a Trevor Peak, but that's a pretty steep fall. Looking, I think now we're a little too high because I don't think, yeah, he's not, well, maybe Daniel's a Huber, but I don't know about that fight. I think I like a Trevor Peak idea. I don't know why that idea kind of sounds pretty good. I know I'm not trying, I sound like I'm trying to get Mullarkey murdered, but I'm not. Like, looking at it, like, who else is there? What are you gonna give him? Fucking Gabe Green? Doubt it. Can give him fucking Killian Salkeld? Doubt it. Slava, he's on a losing streak. You're not gonna do that. Wrong Chew, I think, is his fucking teammate now. Mota. I don't mind Elvis Brenner, but see, even that kind of seems like a little bit too high of a jump. Yeah, let's do Trevor Peak. I think that sounds fun. Jay Mullarkey, Trevor Peak. If you're trying to get fucking Jay Mullarkey murdered, book it. I think that'd be a fun fight, maybe for the White House even. That'd be kind of neat. Yeah, book it. Trevor Peak, Jay Mullarkey. Sounds like a fun fight. Someone would be getting finished very quickly, and I think I know who. Book it. Mullarkey, Peak. See, I see no reason not to do that. Book it. It would end quickly, so. And then again, Bedoya can get cut, so, yeah. With that being said, not really much else to say about this fight. It was pretty much what I said it was going to be. Mullarkey would be able to just be the better fighter and win. He was a better fighter and won. Bedoya has no power, so the knockout was never going to happen. And Mullarkey got the win. So, good for him. Good W. And who should they fight next? For Mullarkey, I like the Trevor Peak idea. I think that sounds pretty fun. Like, there's many other options, but why not? Why not Trevor Peak? Again, he'd probably murder Mullarkey. So fuck it, do it. Bedoya sucks. Cut him. You should have already. And, yeah, Mullarkey Peak. Sounds like a banger. Mullarkey probably gets his chin knocked around his fucking forehead. And, sounds like a good fight to me, so book it. Made for the White House, like I said. Not really much else to say. Good fight. Not a great fight, but Mullarkey, ground through is alright. Good one for Mullarkey. Good to see him back doing the thing. Bedoya is still terrible. And, that's about that. Whenever you make me look smart, I definitely appreciate that more. And, good shit by Jay Mullarkey. Pretty simple. After that, the first of a few fights that we're gonna run through in seconds, because I have nothing to say, because I don't give a fuck. As we had in our co-main event of the prelims, a piss poor fight featuring piss poor fighters. You know, Thicknesse and Musasa don't look too bad anymore if you think about it. As we had in our co-main event in the prelims, in the middleweight division, a can battle for the ages between Cam Rowston versus Andre Petroski. Oh joy. I'm not going to waste your time here. I'm not going to waste my time here. Fight started. They did some, I want to say striking, but no one threw a punch for like 2 minutes. Eventually, Petroski ran in. It looks, they say he got clipped, but it more looked like he blew out his knee or some shit. He hurt his leg. Got pounced on. After some ground and pound, the ref stopped the fight. Cam Rowston wins. Oh joy. I don't care. They both suck, and neither should be in the UFC. one dude was not impressive on Contender Series, the other lost on the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, this fight's terrible. I don't know what else you want me to say. They are both terrible. I'm not gonna waste time clicking on them. Cam Rowston is going to probably be cut within 2 years because he's fucking horrendous. If second he fights anyone with talent, he's going to lose. That's the city kickboxing way. And under Petroski, I have no idea how he still has a job. He can't take a punch. And again, I don't even think he got punched here. I swear it looks like he blew out his knee or some bullshit. And yeah, he's fucking terrible. So he's active. It was his third fight this year, but at what cost? We had to watch Andre Petroski fight 3 times this year. I think I got all 3 wrong, funny enough. Yeah, shit fight, shitty fighters. PFO, fucking prelim being generous. They suck. What else do you want me to say? There you go. I'm not wasting any more time than I have to on those tomato cans. Next, finally only took almost an hour to get to our featured prelim. Ryzen is still on. That shit's been on since fucking the card ended. I'm recording this at 5:30 in the morning. Crazy. And we have finally our featured prelim after an hour almost. How the fuck have I talked about this shit for an hour? We have in our featured prelim a fight that went a little bit unexpected, but the right winner still came out on top. As we had in our featured prelim at light heavyweight, a fight that was one-sided, but probably should have ended in a finish, but whatever. We had a CKB decision machine, so everyone in that shitty camp to end the prelims. Navajo Stirling versus Rodolfo Bellato. Yeah, this was pretty one-sided. Not much to say. Again, it should have ended in a finish, but Navajo Stirling's a point fighter, like everyone who comes out of that piss-poor gym, so shocker. Not much to say about the fight. Round 1 was easily the most exciting round. Stirling was actually a little bit, like, I don't know, hungry for a finish and shit. Tried to get the finish late in the round. He just started winging shots and elbows. Bellato ate him and somehow didn't go out. Still a clear round for Stirling. And then either he gassed or said, yeah, I'm gonna point fight now. And then for the last 10 minutes, he just point fought. He shot takedowns, he laid on Bellato, he threw very little. And after 10 minutes, he won both the last 2 rounds. Clear 30-27. And Navajo Stirling gets to win. Another decision win. Shocker. Boring decision win at that. Yeah, this fight was boring. But that's just what Navajo Stirling does now. He's a point fighter. Like, again, everyone in that shitty camp at CKB. Because they don't know how to finish fights. They just know how to stay at range and throw kicks. Joy. Yeah, this was terrible. It's a guy who I think's gonna be fraud checked in the future versus a guy who's fucking horrendous. Not a great featured prelim. I should have ended in a finish, like I said, but, you know, point fighting is life. And, yeah, lame featured prelim, as expected. And, yeah, not very much else to say in that regard. Let's talk about fighters. We'll begin with Navajo Stirling, still undefeated, 8-0, 27, gonna be 28 in November. He's just a shittier Carlos Ulberg, if we're being honest. He's a point fighter, like I said. He's going to get fraud checked in the future, just like all the light heavyweight prospects, Zhang, Sai, Evo. Like, Stirling is just gonna get fraud checked. He's just beatable. Fuck, I think Ivan Erslan gave him a pretty difficult fight. Bellato really didn't, and Tuco Tacos really didn't. But I just don't think much of Stirling. Again, he's just a shittier fucking Carlos Ulberg. I don't know what happened to the dude who was on Contender Series. He got the hair transplant. Now he is a fucking point fighter. So go back to this stupid shit. Yeah. He will get fraud checked sooner than later. And, like, he's not even the worst fighter in the division or anything. He's fine. But, like, is he gonna be a champion? Fuck no. Is he gonna be top 15? I would be fucking amazed. He's just not all that, and he'll get fraud checked eventually. Still better than Zhang Mingyang and Omer Sai, for fuck's sake. I think he would beat Alonzo Menafield for sure, but Alonzo Menafield's not very good, so, you know how it is. Still undefeated. You did everyone a fucking justice beating Rodolfo Bellato, so thank you for that, but, you're still boring, and yeah, you still look like Bill Skarsgård. And then for the actor Rodolfo Bellato, he's a complete fucking tomato can pussy bitch, and he should have been cut on the spot after the Paul Craig fight, but, you know, if they want to watch him get beat up, and I'm perfectly okay for that. He sucks, and he can go fuck himself. With that being said, the only thing left to be said is, who should they fight next? For Navajo, he did call out Ibo Aslan for some fucking reason. I don't know why you'd call out a dude who's on a 2-fight losing streak as you're on a 3-fight winning streak, but, you know, logic in sports fucking bleak. So, who could Navajo fight? Realistically, there's not many options because it's a shallow division. Like, you gotta fight someone who's a step up. They're not gonna do Omer's side. Is Menafield still ranked? I'd have to imagine that he is, unless they fucked him. Yeah, he's still 14th. Do they give him that top 15 shot? I doubt it. I would be shocked if they did. Do they give Navajo and Jacoby? No, I don't. No, Jacoby and Bukowski should fight Zhang and Menafield, so the other guys are off the table. So who does that? They're not going to give Navajo a top 15 shot yet. I'd be shocked. He's clearly not ready for it. So who does he fight? No. Evo makes no fucking sense. Walker's stupid. No. Maybe he does fight Omer Sai, fuck. Does he fight Omer Sai? The more I think about it, maybe. I don't know why Felipe Lins is still... He got cut like 2 years ago. Does he fight Omar Sai? I really struggle to see the UFC doing that fight. I truly fucking do. So... No, they're not gonna do that fight. Who'd I even say Omar should fight after his last... Oh, Julius Walker. Yeah, what I think they might do is Jacoby could fight like Krylov, Bukowskis will fight like Zhang, and that'll leave Menafield open for Navajo. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Like, there's no other fucking prospects in this division at the moment until Yakyayev debuts. Like, Gutierrez, a middleweight, you can't add him. There's no one fucking else. Like, what Salty Baldia would be your next closest thing to a prospect? So yeah, just do a Navajo Sterling and Alonzo Menafield. It makes the most sense. Is Alonzo Menafield ever gonna get a fight up? No. Yeah, it makes the most sense. Menafield and Sterling, because who else? Either you're giving Sterling another layup that would be a waste of time for everybody involved, or you do give him Ibo Aslan, which would be fucking retarded to give him an undefeated 3-0 guy, a guy who's on a 2-fight skid against guys who Sterling would beat. Sterling and fucking Alonzo Menafield makes the most sense. It's that simple. Yeah, Buka can fight Zhang, Jacoby can fight Krylov. I don't know, or do they do Sterling? Where's Krylov ranked at this point? Nah, yeah, I'd rather see Sterling and Krylov. That makes more sense, actually. Yeah, okay, that works. Navajo, Sterling, and Nikita Krylov. Jacoby and Menafield, Bukowskis, and Zhang. There you go, that's how you book the bottom of the top 15 in that division. Cool. Navajo, Sterling, and Nikita Krylov. Fucking, I forgot Nikita Krylov was so lowly ranked. So, let's do it. Sterling and Krylov. Sounds good to me. it's an easy win for Stirling. It might get him to actually get a finish for once, but I have my doubts. And, yeah, there you go. Bellato's a little bitch. No one cares who he fights. And for Stirling, yeah, let's give him the key to Krylov. Get Krylov out of the UFC, or at least top 15. Fuck it, Stirling, go get ranked. There's no one fucking else in the division. Fuck it. There you go. Him, Jacoby, and Bukauskas are the 3 best unranked fighters at light heavyweight. Let that sink in. Yeah, Stirling, Krylov, layup for Stirling to get ranked and pretty much get Krylov cut from the UFC. Pretty simple. Book it. You could do that as like a main card fight in February for when they go back to, or even December. I could see him doing maybe put that on December pay-per-view. And yeah, there you go. Pretty easy. Stirling, Krylov, book it. Bellato's still a bitch. Okay, seeing Bellato lose is an okay enough ending to the prelims. There you go. And that was that. That was the prelims. Only an hour and 5 minutes later. They were okay. First fight was fun. It was forgettable. Second fight was probably the highlight. Third fight, Fourth fight was horrendous. Fifth fight was okay. Sixth fight was shit. Seventh fight was They were fine. They happened. Talked about them for an hour, so they did something right, but I don't know, I ramble and I go in depth, so for better or worse. But yeah, that's about all I gotta say about the prelims. They happened. The highlight was probably Brando, and let's get to the main card, shall we? We're already over an hour, and let's not waste any more time. We got 4 more fights to talk about, so let's get into them. Fuck it, let's go. Ready? UFC Perth main card. Our first main card back from Noche. How did it go? Let's talk about it. As we have in our first main card fight that we will actually talk about, I don't waste time with pointless can battles between a 30-year-old who has a piss streak in his hair and a tall fraud. So to start our main card of recaps, we begin with the welterweight veteran battle that made no fucking sense and had a lot of weird moments, but he did it again somehow, so let's talk about it. As we had in the first main card fight, we'll actually recap. At welterweight, Neil Magny versus Jake Matthews. He can't keep getting away with this. How does Neil Magny keep doing this bullshit, man? He can't keep doing this, bro. He got Neil Magged. To talk about what fucking happened, in round 1, it was a pretty close round. Both guys did alright until Matthews got takedown late and held Neil down, almost got guillotined late in the round, but round ended. Jake clearly took round 1. Round 2, much the same. He got Neil down and just held him there. Clear 2-0 for Matthews. But then round 3 had started, and Matthews was gassed. Neil Magny was not, and Magny just went after him. Beat him up on the feet, got him on the ground. After some groundwork, eventually locked in a Darth choke, was it? Yep. And after a little bit, Jake Matthews quit and tapped, and that was that. Neil Magny somehow, like always, finds a way to fucking win. Does it make any sense? No. How does he keep getting away with this? I don't know. But he does. Jake Matthews quit late after clearly being up the only Aussie on the card to lose. We don't like quitters in sport. Jake, man. Do better, Jake. Good win for Neil. I don't know how he keeps doing this bullshit, but he does. And now that's 2 in a row in the span of like 2 months when he was a giant underdog in both. And somehow gets to win. I don't get this sport. It makes no fucking sense. And that's why I would love it, ain't it? What is there to even say about Neil Magny? He's somehow on a 2-fight winning streak after looking on death's door of retirement after the protest fight. Somehow he's almost 39 and still got it. what else am I fucking meant to say? He keeps getting away with pulling out wins out of his ass. He continues to do it. Good for him. Unk still got it. What else is there to say? Good for him. What can I even say about Neil Magny at this point? What I can say about Jake Matthews at this point is it's always the same song and dance for this motherfucker. He can either fight phenomenally and fight up to his ability, and which is about a top 15 level guy, which we have seen in the past, or he turned into the guy we see here who sucks, quits, and loses. We saw both in this fight. In the first 2 rounds, he looked phenomenal. He was coasting to a win. And then in round 3, he turns back into Jake Matthews, who always underperforms, quits, and loses. Good job, Jake. He's one of the most frustrating fighters on the roster. He's completely hot and cold. You never know what the fuck he's gonna do or how the fuck he's gonna find a way to lose. And that's the Jake Matthews story. It's annoying. I hate trying to predict this dumb fuck's fights, and it never makes any bit of fucking sense. So, there you go. What the fuck else am I meant to say? Have I got both of his fights this year wrong? Did I pick? Don't tell me I picked shitty. I picked Njokwani. What am I thinking? Yeah, Matthews is either the best fighter on the card one week and then the shittiest the next. Good job quitting Jake at home, being the only Aussie to lose, you fucking scrub. Yeah, that being said, that only leaves one thing left to say, and that is, as always, something that's been said for Neil Magny thousands of times by now. Who should they fight next? For Neil, obviously, after 2 wins, he's going to get a step up. Not even a step up, but a big fight. But who? Who would make sense? Wow, they really hate Gilbert Burns. No, none of these guys would make any sense. No. Sam Patterson did call him out, but I don't really love that fight. I forget who I said Sam should fight after his last one. It was Nicholas Dalby, which I'm more than okay with keeping that idea. Did he ever fight RDA? I wonder if he ever actually fought RDA. I'm not sure on that proposition, to be honest. Or not. Did he ever fight RDA? I want to say no, and if not, I'm down to see that fight. It would make a lot of sense, actually. Well, kind of. I'd actually pick Neil Magny to win that fight, to be honest. They did fight. Oh, yeah. So scratch that idea, I guess. Who could he fight? I truly have no idea. Like, you don't get him back in the top 50. You don't give him another fight in the top 15. That'd be a little silly. But who, like, there's always a prospect for him to fight. That's obvious. Maybe they do the Sam Patterson fight. I would not be shocked. I don't hate that RDA fight. I don't hate an RDA rematch. I think that'd be all. I would. That or a Ponzi rematch. Has Neil Magny ever had a rematch? Would Chiesa a rematch? Chris Curtis, maybe? I don't hate the RDA fight. Like, because again, has Neil ever had a fucking rematch? I want to say no, because I can't fucking remember a Neil Magny fucking, unless, like, the only one I can think of was maybe Chiesa was a rematch. But I'm not 100% confident in that idea. It wasn't. So, yeah, I'd be down to see him rematch RDA. I think that'd be fucking neat. RDA is gonna return eventually after that knee injury to Geoff Neal. I think that'd be good. Neil Magny, RDA. why not? I think two of the oldest dudes, at least the longest tenured dudes on the roster. Let's see, RDA 2008. Neil Magny's been here since the beginning of fucking time. 2013. Yeah, I'd be down to see that. Neil Magny and RDA running it back one more time since they last fought in 2017, so almost 8 years later. Much different circumstances. I'd be down. I would be down to see this. Both guys are much older now. Neil is now 38 and RDA is, 40? Yeah, let's do it. Let's run it back, RDA and Neil Magny. Again, I'm not gonna lie, I'm picking Neil Magny in that fight. Right now, I'm 100% picking Neil Mags in that fight, so... And it's almost incredible Neil Magny's never had a fucking rematch, so it's either, if we were gonna do a rematch, it'd be RDA or Ponzi, and I think RDA would make more sense, so... Let's do it. RDA and Neil Magny. Why not? See no reason not to do it. Let's run it back. Then for Jake Matthews, he'll go beat up a tomato can and get hype again and then lose again. So who cares what the fuck he does next? So there you go. Not really much else to say. Good win for Neil Magny. Don't know how he keeps getting away with this bullshit, but he does. And Monk still got it. 2 wins in a row now. Let's see him try and get revenge on RDA. Never had that. He's never had a rematch in the UFC. I think it might be time to change that. RDA, Neil Mag, book it. And, 2, book it. And, yeah, good one for Neil. Jake quit and was the only Aussie loser tonight. He sucks. Good win for Neil. Don't know how he keeps getting away with this, but he does. Let's see if he can get revenge on RDA. I think that would be my fight idea. I think it'd be fun. Why not do it? Neil Mags, RDA, book it. Whoa, rematch, book it. It's not very often you get to talk about a rematch. After that, our third fight of the main card, and somehow the worst by a mile. I'm not going to waste any more time than I need to on this piece of shit. As we had in our third fight of the main card at featherweight, still have no idea why this was so high on the card. We had a clown show at featherweight. Jack Jenkins versus Roman Taveras. Yeah, this fight was terrible, as expected. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I watched the first 2 rounds, third round started, about 2 minutes in, I got bored and wanted to go do something else. Yeah, this was garbage. Jack, I'm not gonna show the scorecards, it's so fucking meaningless. Jack easily won 30-27, he was the better fighter. What am I really meant to say? Yeah. I very rarely do I willingly miss moments of a fight, but Jesus, this shit was awful. I'm not gonna waste your time. Jack Jenkins is still shit, but he was the better fighter here. Taveras somehow missed weight for his move up a weight class, and still looked like shit. I doubt they cut him, but if they did, I don't think anyone would mind. And yeah, Jack Jenkins, good way to bounce back. He's still shit. Shitty fight, no fight idea, don't care. Waste of fucking main card space. Next, the co-main event of the evening. Speaking of fights I can pick very perfectly, a fight I think everyone should have picked perfectly, because I don't think there was any debate what the fuck was gonna happen here. Excuse me. As we had in our co-main event of the evening, to end the night with back-to-back light heavyweight fights that don't even leave round 1, which, you know, that's always a good thing. We had our co-main event of the evening, a fight I think everyone on earth got right. I know I did, especially, because how the fuck could you not get this right? We had our co-main event, Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Erslan. Well, definitely a light heavyweight fight, not as big as the one after it, but a lot easier and simpler to predict. Yeah, not a whole lot to say here. The fight started, they did some striking. I would say Ivan was actually winning the striking at first, landed a few good shots on Jimmy, but eventually Jimmy said, okay, enough playing around, I'm taking you down and winning. He took him down easily, kept him down, eventually got on his back, locked up the weirdest rear naked choke you'll ever see, and got to tap about 3.5 minutes into the fight almost. Yeah, pretty fucking simple. Jimmy Crute's really good at beating shit fighters this year. Prakniao and now Erslan, who I actually think's worse than Prakniao. Yeah, good shit by Jimmy Crute. He did exactly what his job was here. Win. Like, Ivan Erslan is fucking horrendous, and the UFC literally handed Jimmy Crute a win on a silver platter. Did you? Good shit. Can't really ask for much else. Simple, easy. Block is a night W. Can't ask for much else. Good shit, Jimmy. Next. Talk about the fighters real quick. We'll begin with Jimmy Crute. 2-5 winning streak. Not gonna say he's back or whatever, because to be back you actually have to be, like, good at beating anyone. And that's something Crute's not doing. His 2 wins are Prakniao and Erslan, who are fucking awful. So until he actually beats someone good, I can't say he's back, because I don't think he is. I think he's getting cherry-picked opportunities that are making him look better than he actually is. Kind of like someone else we're going to talk about in the main event. Same thing that happened to him. And, yeah, I don't think he's back, but I think he can beat shit fighters. Good job. And then, speaking of said shit fighters, Ivan Erslan, one of the worst signings I've ever seen in my fucking life. 0-3, cut him, he's fucking awful, bro. Like, I don't know why they signed him. He wasn't even good in KSW, he was 1-1 coming into the UFC, goes 0-3 against not even the greatest of competition. He's fucking awful. Get cut, you suck, goodbye. Only thing really left to say, in a pretty quick recap for a pretty simple fight, is who should they fight next? For Jimmy Crute, I think he might actually get a real fight next, and I don't think they're going to push him in the top 15, because they don't want him to lose yet, but I do think they will probably give him a little bit more respectable of an opponent. I would have to hope, at least. Knock on wood, they give him an opponent who's actually fucking respectable and not these tomato cans that he's been beating. But who? None of these guys. I did one look through and I didn't find anything. I said respectable, so I don't know why I was looking at Tuco Tacos. No. It would, again, just like when I said the fucking Ebo and Stirling fight, why would anyone want to fight a guy who's on a 2-fight skid? Doesn't make fucking sense. Walker, no. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with Crute, because, again, I don't think they're just gonna have him play another tomato can, because, again, what the fuck would he get out of that? Fuck. Dude, there's just no... I just am struggling to see the point of Ebo and Crute, but it might be the only other option unless they wait for something. Unless you do... No, they're not gonna do that. No. Do you do Ebo and fucking Crute? I guess. I guess. I don't know what else you would do. Tuco Tacos? Like, fuck, man. Fuck it, Ebo Aswan and Jimmy Crute. Why not? Fuck it, why the fuck not? It should be an easy win for... It would be a more respectable win for Crute. yeah, let's do it. Crute and Erslan. It makes sense. Why not? There's no one else. Like, Ebo, actually, even Ebo kind of fits the can category, but he's a little more respectable than fucking Ivan Erslan, I think. Oh yeah, you do Crute, Ebo, book it. It makes sense. Do it. I don't see why not. There you go. Pretty simple. And that's about all I gotta say here. Jimmy Crute got handed a win. He ran with it. Easily beat Ivan in a couple minutes. And, yeah. An easy win's an easy win. What else can you really ask for? Who should he fight next? Unless they throw him in the top 15, I think they're gonna have to give him another pretty shaky opponent, but I think someone who's a little better than, who he's been fighting. I'll say Ebo Erslan. Fuck it, I think that's a win for Crute. I think Crute's better than Ebo. And it's a step up, not by much, but a step up, and he should be able to win that. So, Crute, Ebo, fuck it, why not? Yeah, book it. Cut Ivan Erslan because he's fucking horrendous. And let's see Crute versus Ebo. I think that'd be interesting. Crute should win that pretty easily. And, yeah, not really much else to say here. Alaka's night was Alaka's night for a reason. Easy win. Don't know how he was only minus like 230. And did anyone actually pick Ivan? 12%. Bro, y'all are crazy. Easy win for Crute. Not very much else to say. We'll see him fight Ebo Erslan. And yeah, he's good at beating up tomato cans, which does not mean he's back. Speaking of that same type of idea, our main event kind of proves that point to be very true. As we go into said main event, let's not go long and was probably the saddest ending, but also I can't say the most shocking ending, since I guess this kind of proves the point I was just saying, how beating cans does not mean you're back. As we have in our main event of the evening, to end UFC Perth, the only fight that kept this thing afloat at light heavyweight, to see who possibly fights for the title next, depending on what happens next week. We had to end the night of a very forgettable UFC Perth card, the main event between Carlos Ulberg versus Dominick Reyes. Well, I guess it's the happy ending for the crowd and maybe the sad ending for MMA fans. Yeah, Reyes got put back to sleep. It's been a while. Long story short for the fight, because there's not really a whole lot to recap. Fight started, and right off the bat, Ulberg was more active. Reyes really did nothing. He threw some leg kicks, and that's about it. Outside of that, I'm pretty sure he never landed a body or head strike. And after doing that for about 4 minutes, Ulberg finally landed a death touch. He did a 1-2 on Reyes, dropped him, one piece of ground and pound, put him out. And Carlos Ulberg got the knockout win. Same thing as Ryan Spann did to Reyes. Yeah, it was almost truly that simple. Reyes just really didn't show up here, and then he got put to sleep. So, not really the greatest move, and not really the greatest game plan in the world. But what else can you say? He pretty much did nothing, and then finally got knocked out. There you go. Good win for Ulberg. Great way to end the night. Kid proves he's legit. What else can you ask for? That's how you earn a title shot. That's how you end the Reyes' back train, and that's perfect way to end the night. That's how you earn a title shot. There you go. Not really a lot to say about the fight when one dude showed up and fought, and the other dude kind of just stood there until he finally got knocked out. Weird, but that's just what happened. to talk about the fighters. We'll begin with Ulberg. Like I said, pretty much locking in. More than likely, he'll be fighting for the belt next, unless Pierre wins, and it's bullshit, and they do a trilogy. Ulberg pretty much locks himself in to be next in line. Giant winning streak, big good wins lately. He pretty much locked himself in for a title shot. Let's see if he can win it. I don't know if he can beat Alex Rank, but you never know. He's pretty damn good. He hits hard. He's quick. Hopefully they will fight more than Reyes did. We'll see what Ulberg can do. He's probably going to be fighting for the belt next. See what he can do, man. And then for Reyes. Speaking of guys who pretended they were back after Can wins. Dom. And this goes to the point of what I believe I said in the breakdown. Yeah, he's winning again, but is he really back? Because who were those wins against? Dustin Jacoby, never a world beater. Anthony Smith, shit. Nikita Krylov, shit. They were wins, but good or worthy of saying he's back? I would have to say no. I think that this kind of exposed that, and I think just kind of exposes where Dominick Reyes is going to be for the rest of his career. He's a gatekeeper now. He can beat the lower echelon guys, and he's good at that. But anytime he's going to get a step up in competition, he's going to lose. He can beat fucking Volkan Oezdemir, Alexander Ratchik, but he's never going to beat Khalil Roundtree or fucking Alex Pereira, fuck. So, he's a gatekeeper now. He's not going to leave the rankings for a year or so, but that's all he is. He has no fucking chin. He's very much like Cody Garbrandt. He has no chin, but he is still talented enough to where he can be a gatekeeper. Garbrandt couldn't be because he's at bantamweight. But at light heavyweight, a pretty lackluster division, Dominick Reyes can stay ranked and be a gatekeeper. He can beat fucking Alonzo Menefield, fucking like I said, Volkan Oezdemir, and Alexander Ratchik, but he had no chance against Khalil and guys like that. So it sucks to say it about Dom, since we all like Dom. He beat Jones, etc., etc. But the truth hurts, and he's a gatekeeper now. His chin is completely gone, and he's a gatekeeper now. He was never really back. He just got pretty weak competition. He gets back in there for legit competition. He gets put out in 4.5 minutes after throwing leg kicks. Sucks to say, but he's a gatekeeper now. And the only thing I have to say now is, who should they fight next? For Carlos Ulberg, obviously he's just going to be waiting for the winner of Ankalaev Pereira. I don't know why I did this on here when I could just go to here. He's obviously waiting for the winner of Ankalaev Pereira. If it's Ankalaev, Ulberg's getting the title shot for sure. If Pereira wins, there's going to be some weird conversation about trilogy or blah 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 blah. So that's going to be interesting. So, yeah. Or if Yuri and Khalil just, like, someone knocks the other out in, like, 2 seconds, then, yeah, it's going to be interesting to have conversation. But right now, it looks like Ulberg is locked in to be next, and he deserves it. And then for Dominick Reyes, who could he fight? I would probably say Johnny Walker, because I remember saying Johnny should probably fight the loser of this fight, and I think that would make sense. Walker and Reyes. Like, again, he could fight Jamal, he could fight Ratchik, which I think he would win both of those. But, yeah, I'm down to see Walker and Reyes. I think Glushkov could fight Hill, Mirzakanov's fighting Ratchik, Oezdemir is just there, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense. Reyes and Walker, why not? Or, I don't know, a lot of fights make sense. There's a lot of weird matchups in this 5 through 12 range, because there's just, like, no one's really jumping out of the pack right now, so I don't know. I would say Walker, Reyes, Ratchik and Murzakanov, Gushkov, Hill, and then we'll see what they do Volkan and Jan. So that's about what I gotta say there. They're not really a fight idea. Can't, like, it's more, maybe next week we'll be talking about a Carlos Ulberg fight idea, but this week it's kind of just waiting. So, next week, if Ankalaev wins, no question he fights Carlos Ulberg. If Pierre wins, Ulberg might be fighting the winner of Yuri and Khalil. So, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. I'm very intrigued and excited. And, yeah, Ulberg's legit. People can keep shitting on him. He's really fucking good. He's the only good thing from that pissant camp. And, yeah, he sent Dominick Reyes to the gatekeeper section of the UFC, which sucks, but that's just where he is now. Good win for Ulberg. Probably fighting for the belt next. Can he win it? Maybe? I'm not going to say no or yeah, because I think that's a very interesting debate, and he's good though. That debate's over about him being good, we know that, but yeah. Ulberg's good, Reyes is a gatekeeper, good knockout, pretty weak fight, because Reyes really didn't fight back. Good way to end the card. Ulberg is legit. And, crowd in Perth, Western Australia, gets sent home very, very happy. And finally, I can send y'all off this video happy with a boom. Finally, that's the card to go over all the normal bullshit I do at the end of the recap, beginning with how I did on picks. 9 of 12, 6 perfect, 650. Only dropped a biased pick, and then 2 shitty picks. I'll take the rest. Got a good amount right. Underdog here, lock here. I'll take it. Good. I'm more than happy with a 9 of 12, especially after how awful I did on Noche, which I think I went like, what, 4 of 13 or some shit. So I'm more than okay with a 9 of 12 here. I'm more than happy with that. The bonuses for this card were 4 performance bonuses, 2 Ulberg, Crute, Nolan, and Peričić. I would have just done the 3. This one was not warranted, or should have been Neil Magny. So there you go. There was no fight of the night at all. I don't even know what you would give fight of the night to, even if you had to. So maybe I don't even fucking know, to be honest. Third to last thing, if you missed the card, what should I say? You should go back and rewatch the main event for sure. Outside of that, like, everything else is either questionable or no. If you care, but I doubt you do, yeah, I'd rewatch this. Yeah, sure, why not? So I'd say 2 for sure. Probably not. God, no. 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 If you want, no, and if you want. So really, Ulberg and Brando for sure. Brando for sure. Everything else is either a question mark or just a straight up no. So, yeah, there's not much I would go back and rewatch, that's for sure. Second to last thing, and everyone's favorite segment, the chopping block. God, it's good to be back. Who's on chopping blocks this week? I think it's 3 names, it looks like, as after going through the card, and I would say Musasa, Bedoya, and Ivan Erslan. Musasa, 2 of the worst losses in UFC history. Get the fuck out. Bedoya, 0-4, enough said. And Ivan Erslan, I don't even know if he's really even won a round over 3 fights, and he's 0-3, so get the fuck out. Everyone else, I think you'd kind of struggle to make a case for. Loma, no. Ellison, I wouldn't be upset, but no. Carolina, long overdue, but no. Petroski, I wish. Bellato, I wish. Matthews, no. Taveras, maybe, but unlikely. And Reyes, obviously, no. So, yeah. Ivan Erslan, Rolando, Bedoya, and Josias Musasa would be the chopping block for this week. And I actually do think those guys will more than likely get cut. So, good riddance. And finally, the last thing I have to say is, of course, the rating for the card. What did I think of it, etc. I'm going to give this card a 5.7, which is way better than I thought I would be giving it. It happened. It was a little bit better than I thought it would be, but not by much. I was expecting to rate it like a 4 or something, but okay. I'm a little happy to be giving it a little bit higher than that out of 5, which is not a huge upgrade, but better than I expected. And yeah, I think a 5.7 out of 10 is fair. Still maybe as good as no shade. Jesus Christ, that card sucked. And yeah, it happened. It's good that fights are back. Am I gonna remember this card in a week or by fucking Tuesday? No. Are you gonna remember this card by Tuesday or Wednesday? No. You're gonna remember the main event, and that's probably about it, because nothing really else noteworthy happened. Like, the only other thing that's actually changing the UFC is Thainara is now ranked. Everything else was a bunch of unranked dudes who are not even close to said rankings. So, it is just, what can I say? It happened. It's, I guess, what I would say overall for the card. So, small but better than expected, and that's about that. So, now that fights are back, we're back in the swing of things. Next week, we roll back into, finally, after what has felt like forever, we roll back into pay-per-view week with UFC 320. Obviously, Pierre Ankalaev, Merab, Sandhagen, and Yuri Khalil. Cannot fucking wait. So, let's fucking do it. Obviously, next time you hear from me in video form will be actually the Contender Series recap for Week 8, but outside of that, it will be Friday for the breakdown of 320, and then, of course, on Sunday for the recap of said card. So, if you only watch the videos, you know when you're gonna find me, so here you go. Stream-wise, you know when I stream every day but Monday, and or every night but Monday, and shorts or whenever I fucking do them. I'm gonna try and be more on the money with those, though. I'm gonna try and get them out when I actually want to, not be lazy with them. So there you go. I think that's about all I gotta say here. I've talked for an hour and 42 fucking minutes, so I think I've said more than enough. And I would be shocked if I'm actually forgetting anything at this point. So, am I? Talked about that. Yeah, I think that's everything. So, I'm tired of talking. I'm tired. And, yeah. I think that's about all I gotta say about this. So, I think it's time to end the video by saying what I always say, and that is, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 200 subs go by the end of 2025. It's good to be back. Love Contender Series, but we need more than that, and cards on Saturday is what we need. Happy to be back. I hope you all enjoyed. Let's get back to a consistent, not 2 cards and then a break week. Fights are back for a while. I love it. So, I end this by heading into pay-per-view week by saying, as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And always